How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So glad each and every one of you could make it. Today we're discussing what's in this bag, and it's an issue somebody's having. I'm gonna try to help them figure it out. Again, welcome back to the channel. So glad each and every one of you can make it. So what's in this bag is part of a mail call that I got from Steve, Miniature Mustangs. He sent me two clear 55 Gasser windshields. They're nice quality. There's no bubbles in them. I mean, they look really good. They're clear, crystal clear, if you will. But he said he's having an issue with using them. He said that when he puts them in, he's having an issue with the back end of it, not wanting to close down like it's supposed to, and asked if I would take a look at it. Now, I didn't know that when he sent them. He sent me the windshields in the mail call, but then later on that night or the next day, he sent me a message saying, could you please check them? I'm having issues and I want to know if you have issues. So let me get you turned around, because I'm actually working on a 55. I happen to have the 55 Gasser and I have the regular 55. And matter of fact, I'm going to check it against the 55 windshield also, just the regular straight one. But he said he was having trouble with the 55 Gasser. So let's get you turned around and I'll walk you through it. Again, I'm actually working on this. I got something that I'm going to try to build, and I don't know if I'm going to use this casting or the other casting. But you'll know about that whenever the time comes. But I happen to have this one out, and it's just a great time. It's been a little bit since Steve sent me these windshields, and I apologize, Steve, for taking so long. But I wanted to wait till I had one that I was working on. So let's take a look at it. Visually, it looks almost perfect. I see a little difference in the windshield. The front windshield. We'll go over that in a minute. But visually, it looks almost exactly the same. I mean, kudos to, I forget who you said is selling these, but whoever made them for them, kudos to them. That's a great copy. Now, as I look at it, if you look at this front corner, there's a little bit of a square edge plastic that extends out. Now, the other one has it too, right there. But it's more pronounced on the clear one. But as I put these together, I mean, you can look at them. They're the same exact shape, same exact size, length, everything. The window openings are the same. I mean, it just looks spot on. Width is perfect. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better. So just visually looking, I don't see anything that would cause the issue that he's describing. Now, as I look at the front, if you look at this, there's a slight rise, and then it cuts and goes back. Probably, I don't know, 15, 20 degrees. If you look at it, it comes up higher, and it kind of rolls into it. And it's a little bit sharper of an angle than the factory one. As you can see, the edges on this, the corners, have a bevel to them right there on the original one. And on this one, they're more clear cut. They're more pronounced angles rather than being a rolled angle like on the factory. But he's talking about the rear. So let's take a look at the rear. The rear, I see just ever so slight difference there too. I know it's going to be hard for you to see this on camera, but if you look at the new clear one, the actual windshield part looks like it goes up a little bit higher than the factory one, than the old one. Trying to rotate that so you can see it. I don't know if I'm just seeing things because this is clear, or not. But if you look at the old one, get a pointer so it's easier for you to see. And I'm right-handed, so. But if you look right here, you can see a line in the glass. There's a line here too. So it comes up, it has the angle for the glass, then there's another line and it kicks another angle and turns into the roof line. Well, if you look at this one, you have the bottom line where it comes up and kicks over into the angle, but there's no line at the top. It just basically goes all the way up and meets the roof. So I'm trying to make sure that this is in focus. So you have that bottom line, then it goes glass all the way up to the top. And on the factory one, you have the line there all the way across. It comes up in the angle, and then there's another line right there. Trying to put my thumb in it so you can see it. There's another line right there, and that kicks another angle and goes up to the roof line. So that's the only visual difference I see. But if you look at it from the side, I mean, they're identical. So that extra little kick that I was talking about, that's just on the inside. That should have no, yeah, it's right there. That should have no effect on the outside. So let's see what happens when we stick it in the car. As you can see, here's the factory one. Just stick it in. There's no gap at the top. No gap at the top on the front. I'm going to push down right there on the edge. So that's nice and flat. Put the interior in. As you can see, there's no gap. No gap whatsoever. And I'm not pushing at all. I'll just lightly hold it in my hand. As you can see, kind of hard to do. As you can see, I'm not pushing at all. Okay? He is stating that he has issues when he puts this in. Now I'm just going to stick my finger in it like I did and take a look. And see right away, I can see a gap right there. That's that angle that I was talking about. It's more sharp and more pronounced. It doesn't roll into the top with that extra angle like this one does. Let's see how it looks when I put the interior in it. Oh yeah, look at that, there's a gap. There is a gap. And the glass pushed down for some reason. I like the glass, but I do not like that gap at the top. And it's on the front too. Oh, I just felt it kind of unseat itself when I did that. I made it to where the front would fit without a gap, and then I felt something kind of like a spring action. So you can push it up in there and it gets rid of that on the front, just about completely gone. Huh. Oh wow, did you see that? Did you see that just now? Push it down in there and do it again. All I'm doing is pushing down on this tab. The back of your car, in the old cars where the speakers used to go, was called a package tray. And then that goes under the trunk. So I'm telling you that so you know what I'm talking about. Right here would be the package tray where the speakers and everything would be behind your rear seats. And, you know, some kids would get up in there and lay and watch the sky go by as you drive and everything. Let's see if that does that again. Yeah, look at that. I'll be doggone. The factory one doesn't do that. Hitting both sides. You can hear me hitting it. It's not doing it at all. And I'll try both of them. This is the one we just had in. Hands wanting to cramp. I've been out weed eating. Funny how your body reacts like that. Make sure it's all the way in there. And I'll put my fingers on the side. Look at that. Huh. So there's that one. Let's try the other one. Why is it doing that? Look at that. So there's something to do with this right here. But again, if you look at it, it's the same size, same everything. Oh, I think I see it. I think I see it. See if I can get it where you can see it. If you look right here at this tab that would go under the package tray, like I was saying, the clear one is more straight. The factory one, if you look at it, try to get it where it shows. So hard doing this to where you can see it. You can see a gap out at the outer edge of it, way up here. Tight there, but there's a gap there. So one of these is angled. Let's see which one. Oh, I'm sorry. Zoom you in so you can see this. Put them side by side. Now all I'm going to do is push on the back. Alright, that has a slight angle to it. You can see it moving. Let's check the factory one. Good Lord, look how high that goes. It almost wants to flip over. Push it down. Yeah, that's a big gap. A big angle. It doesn't look that prominent when you look at it. But see, that's pretty much flat. It's not really wanting to do anything. But this one, look at that. Let's see if the other new one is that way. Swap them out. Yeah, that one's about the same. Wow. Let me get you down low so you can see that. Alright, here's the new one. You can see it lift up, but it's not lifting that much at all. But if I push down on this one, look at how much that joker lifts up. That joker raises up a lot. I think that right there is the issue. I tell you what, that is so slight. But if you put them together and hold them up to a light, you can see out at that back edge there is a gap. You see it right there. That's the problem. That's the problem right there, Steve. Well, at least we got it figured out now. I'll send you a message on Instagram with pictures and everything. And maybe you'll want to refer it to that guy and tell him, that you was having a problem and got it figured out. And he might want to address that. Because if you're having that problem and I'm having that problem, because like I just showed you, the interior will not go in it, then we're not the only ones that's having that issue. So that needs to be addressed and fixed, because look at the gap whenever I put the interior in it. That's a pretty, you can push on it and make the screws hold it together. But as I push down on that back, I can feel it wanting to lift the front. You can make it work, but you're not supposed to have to. But anyhow, I think we just figured that out, Steve. But I appreciate the windshields. I'm definitely going to use them. I may actually take a hairdryer and lightly heat mine and try to bend it ever so slightly whenever I use mine. See if that fixes it. If it does and I can remember, I'll send you a message and let you know. If not, I don't know. Hold on, let me get the regular 55 and try that one. There's the regular 55. That Joker looks good, just bare metal, doesn't it? Let's see what this glass looks like. Oh yeah, it just, there's no denying that that's just for that car, because this glass is made completely different. Look at that big plastic lip going across there and everything. Cut out for the rear. Totally different. I mean, the angle for the windshield and everything looks about the same. But there's no side glass or anything. So yeah, that's completely different. Wow. What is that cut out for like that? Yeah, that won't even fit in there. See, it won't even fit in it. Huh. Well, heck, at least we learned something today, boys and girls. The 55 windshield will not interchange between the 55 Gasser and the 55. So, hopefully this helped you whenever you get something that doesn't fit just right, even though it's made for it. A little bit of a thought process, like I just showed you, on checking the dimensions, checking the thickness, you know, just looking at everything and trying to figure it out. That's what it's all about. And that's why Steve reached out, you know. Evidently he looked at it, he didn't quite see it. So, you know, 2 heads are better than 1, 4 heads are better than 1, you know. So now we've got, I believe we've got it figured out. I'm going to heat mine up and try it, and we'll go from there. So with that stated, get out there and hunt. If you don't hunt, you will not find. And let me show you what I found today. I'm not super happy with this casting because there's something about it, but I found 2 of them anyway. Yeah. I used to have a 71 long bed C10, and it was the blue over white. It was a really nice truck. I hate I got rid of it. But there's 2 things I don't like about this casting. One, it's almost like it needs to be 4-wheel drive, because look at the base on this. Look at that front end. I mean, if you're going to try to slam this, you're going to have to make a base, because it's not worth your time trying to cut all that off. But here's what I don't get, and I don't know if there's anything behind it or not, but very detailed front end. Look at that front end. That is the most detailed, and you can see that front suspension and chassis like I was talking about. But look at that grille. That's all decal. Every bit of that is decal. So is there anything behind that? Doesn't look like it. It looks like it's just a flat piece with a decal on it. But we're gonna find out one of these days, because I'm gonna do a custom with one of them. I have to make my own base because I want the one that I'm gonna do dropped. But with that stated, get out there and hunt, because if you don't hunt, you can't find. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks so very much for watching.